Okay, multiple step equations. So here, we're not just doing one thing, we have to do more than one thing. It can be timesing, dividing, adding, subtracting, expanding brackets, dealing with fractions, all sorts of things. But we want to be able to deal with it. So here, we have 7x minus 4 equals 17. So you want to reverse the process of what happened to x. So x was multiplied by 7, and then we took away 4. So we're going to do it in the reverse process to that. So we times 7 and then took 4. So we want to reverse that process. So we are first going to add 4 and then divide by 7. So plus 4 is our first step. Do it to both sides. 7x equals 21. Then we're going to do our second step. So divide by 7. Gets rid of him, therefore x equals 3. Nice and straightforward. Okay, this one's a little more complicated because x is the negative and that tends to throw people off. So we subtracted x from 14. So we can also say we've got negative x plus 14. So that's the same thing because you can change things so long as the sign is the same. So we're going to say we multiplied x by negative 1, then we added 14, and then we timesed 2. So reversing that means I need to divide by 2, then minus 14, then technically divide by negative 1, but timesing and dividing by negative 1 gets you the same result. So there's a couple of ways to do this. This is just one of the methods. If you expand the brackets out first, go for it. So first we're going to divide by 2. Gets rid of him. So we get to 14 minus x equals 8. Then we're going to minus 14. Minus 14. Once again, in this step, there's multiple ways to do it. You could add x to both sides and take 8 from both sides. Both methods work. Alright, so 8 minus 14 is negative 6. And then we're dividing or timesing by negative 1. So we get x equals 6. Cool. So then here we have some fractions. Now fractions scares everyone, but if we get rid of the fraction first, which you can only do in equations, okay, make sure it is an equation, there is an equals there first, then we can get rid of the fraction because it's just a divide. So we're going to do that first. So here, to get rid of this fraction of a 5, we're going to times both sides by 5. So it cancels it here, but timesing this side by 5 makes it 5x plus 1 divided by 4. Okay? Remember, when you're timesing a fraction by something, by a number, it only multiplies the top, the numerator. Cool, then we're going to do the same. We're going to times by 4 to get rid of our second fraction. So now we have 4x plus 6 equals 5x plus 1. Cool, we got rid of the fractions. Done. So much simpler now. Okay, for this one I am going to suggest expanding the brackets first because otherwise you're going to end up with those nasty fractions again. So remember, you times 4 by both things in the bracket, times 5 by both things in the bracket. So we get 4x plus 24 equals 5x plus 5. Now we have a confusing equation where there's x's on both sides. Get them to the same side. You want to get all the x's to the same side first, so you've only got one x involved. So we are going to minus 4x from both sides. Minus 4x. So that gets rid of him. So now I have 24 equals x plus 5, and we only have one step left. We're going to take that 5 from both steps. So x equals 19. Done. Once we got rid of that fraction, it was so straightforward. Okay, we have another one with a fraction here with d. So we're going to do the same thing, multiply by 4. Now technically you're timesing both sides by 4, so that means all of this is times by 4. So when we times the fraction by 4, it gets rid of that, but we also have to times that 5 by 4. So we end up with 3x minus 2 plus 5 times 4, okay? If you just cancel out that fraction, it's not going to be right. It's not balancing it. Then we also have to times that 1 by 4. Remember everything. Cool, but that's nice and easy because we only have one x. So we can simplify that. So deal with your numbers on one side first. So we got 3x minus 2 plus 20 is plus 18. Okay, and now we're back to our steps. So we times by 3 and then added 18. So in reverse, we're minusing 18 and then dividing by 3. So we minus 18, which gets us 3x equals negative 14. Cool, and then we're going to divide by 3. Gets rid of him, which leaves us with an ugly fraction of negative 14 on 3. Ugly fractions do exist, you have to deal with them. Okay, more questions like that on page 7, chapter 1a, 3, 4 and 5.